Hey there, treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're sifting through your pocket change, probably looking for enough to grab a coffee, and suddenly you spot a penny. Nothing fancy, right? Wrong. Because that little copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yes, I'm talking about the elusive 2015 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And today, I'm going to tell you why this humble coin could be your golden ticket. Now, before you raid your piggy bank, stick around. We're diving into what makes this coin so valuable, how you can spot one, and why your regular pocket change could be way more exciting than it looks. Oh, and don't worry, I'll keep it fun, so no boring history lessons. Let's go! Quick story for you. Last summer, I was cleaning out my car, which, let's be honest, looked like a coin collector's dream and a trash collector's nightmare. Anyway, I stumbled on a penny that looked a little odd. I thought, could this be the one? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But it sent me down the rabbit hole of rare coins, and wow, there's a lot to learn. So if you're anything like me, aka broke but hopeful, this video is for you. So, what's the deal with this 2015 penny? First off, the no-mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. Most Philly coins do have a mint mark, but this specific run didn't. It's like the coin equivalent of a factory defect. But that's not all. This penny is particularly rare because of its pristine condition and possible errors. And collectors love a good mint error. It's like finding a typo in the Mona Lisa, it makes it unique. Okay, so let's say you've got a jar full of pennies. First, congrats, you're richer than most of us. Second, here's what to look for and make sure it says 2015. Flip it over. If there's no little letter under the date, you're on the right track. Condition: if it's shiny and has no major scratches or dings, you might be in business. Pro tip: use a magnifying glass or, if you're fancy, one of those jeweler's loupes. Or, just squint really hard and pretend you're Sherlock Holmes. Now, you might be wondering, why would anyone pay over $1 million for a penny? Great question. It's all about rarity and demand. Coin collectors, bless their enthusiastic little hearts, are always hunting for unique pieces to complete their collections. The 2015 no-mint Mark penny checks all the boxes: rare, unique, and tied to the iconic Lincoln design. Plus, coins like these are like fine wine, they just get better and pricier with time. So, there you have it, the 2015 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny could turn your coffee money into a fortune. But even if you don't find one, the hunt is half the fun, right? Just imagine the thrill of flipping through your coins and finding that $1 million gem. And hey, even if you don't get rich, you'll at least have a great story to tell, or a cleaner car. In my case, you loved this video and want to uncover more hidden treasures in your change jar. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and coin hunting strategies coming your way. And hey, drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets always be full of pennies worth millions. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? I mean, really looked at it? Well, if you're like most people, you probably toss your pennies in a jar or leave them rolling around in your car. But what if I told you one of those pennies might be worth $1.2 million? Yeah, that's right, a single 1973 Lincoln penny could change your life forever. Intrigued? Stick around, because today, we're diving into what makes this humble coin so valuable, how you can identify it, and why it's worth more than most cars. First off, let's talk about the D mint mark. The D means this penny was minted in Denver, one of the 3 major mints in the US. Now, 1973 wasn't exactly ancient history, but here's where it gets interesting. These pennies were made during a time when errors at the mint were surprisingly common. The valuable versions of the 1973 D penny usually have some kind of minting error. Maybe it's a doubled die, where the lettering or Lincoln's profile appears slightly doubled. Or it could be a super rare overpolished die, making the details look, well, weird. And collectors go absolutely bananas for these oddities. But what makes this specific penny worth $1.2 million? That kind of value isn't just about rarity. It's also about condition. Coins graded as MS-70, basically flawless, are the holy grail for collectors. Imagine finding one of those in your old coffee can. Crazy, right? How I found my first special penny. Let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my dad's junk drawer. You know the one, it's where old batteries, random screws, and coins go to die. Among all the clutter, I found a shiny 1973 penny. I didn't think much of it at first, but then I remembered hearing about valuable pennies on a random YouTube video. Long story short, I grabbed a magnifying glass, okay, fine, it was my phone camera zoom, and I started examining it. Was it worth $1.2 million? No, but it was worth $50. Not bad for something that was basically gathering dust, right? And ever since then, I've been obsessed with checking every coin that passes through my hands. How to spot a 1973 Lincoln penny worth big bucks. If you want to find one of these potentially life-changing pennies, you need to know what to look for. Make sure it's a 1973 penny with the little d below the date. Look for doubling on the text, especially "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Condition: the shinier and less scratched, the better. If it looks like it's been through a war, it's probably not worth much. Pro tip: you don't need a fancy magnifying glass. A phone camera with zoom works just fine. And if you're serious about this, you can always invest in a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an expert opinion. Supply and demand. The rarer the coin, the more collectors want it. Add in the fact that Lincoln pennies are iconic and deeply tied to American history, and you've got a recipe for sky-high value. So there you have it, the 1973 Lincoln penny. A little coin that might just be sitting in your pocket or jar, waiting to make you a millionaire. Crazy, huh? Now, here's your go. Grab the jar of change, start digging, and see if you strike gold, or, well, copper. Do you love learning about coins worth big bucks? Then make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories that'll help you turn pocket change into life-changing cash. You know that feeling when you're digging through loose change, looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and bam! You spot a penny that looks different? Maybe you tossed it back, thinking, it's just a penny. Well, guess what? That little guy might have been worth a cool $1.3 million. Yeah, you heard me. Million, with an M. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1949 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. Why is this humble coin breaking the bank? Could you be holding onto one without even knowing it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. So, what's the deal with the 1949 no-mint mark penny? This coin was minted in Philadelphia, hence, no-mint mark, and features none other than Abraham Lincoln on the front and those iconic wheat stalks on the back. Classic, right? But not all 1949 pennies are created equal. Some of them were minted with errors or unique characteristics that make coin collectors go bananas. Alright, let's get nerdy for a second. Coins get their value from three things: rarity, condition, and errors. For the 1949 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, it's the trifecta. Some of these coins were accidentally struck with doubled dies, which means the design was stamped twice, creating a funky, ghost-like effect. Combine that with their scarcity and top-notch condition, like MS65 or higher, and you've got a collector's dream. If you're staring at a 1949 penny right now and thinking, is it valuable? Check the details. Is Lincoln's face extra detailed? Do the letters look slightly blurry or doubled? If yes, you might be sitting on a goldmine. Here's where things get spicy. A pristine, error-laden 1949 no-mint mark penny recently sold at auction for $1.3 million. Yeah, that's the kind of money that turns couch change into a vacation in the Maldives. Even if your coin isn't in mint condition, it could still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. Not bad for something you probably ignored in your wallet, right? Okay, let me tell you about the time I thought I hit the jackpot. I found a dusty jar of coins in my grandparents' attic, right? I was like, this is it. This is my millionaire moment. So, I dumped the coins onto the table and started inspecting every single penny. I even bought one of those jeweler's magnifying glasses to look official. Hours later, I found a 1949 penny. My heart skipped a beat. Turns out, it wasn't the no-mint mark one, and it was so scratched up it was worth, like, 2 cents. But hey, it was still fun. Moral of the story: don't give up. Your treasure might still be out there. If you're ready to join the treasure hunt, here's what you need to do: grab your loose change and a magnifying glass, look for the date and see if it says 1949 with no mint mark, check for errors like doubling or unusual designs. If you think you've got something special, take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it for grading. Seriously, don't just sell it to your cousin for a quick $10. Shot of you holding a jar of pennies, smiling. So, there you have it, folks. The 1949 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny could be your ticket to a small fortune. Who knew that something as ordinary as a penny could turn into $1.3 million? Makes you want to check every coin you come across, doesn't? Do you have any interesting or weird coins lying around? Share your stories in the comments, I'd love to hear them. And hey, if you found this video helpful or just plain fun, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips and tricks to help you uncover valuable coins and make the most out of your collection. Hey, coin hunters and treasure seekers! Imagine this: you're digging through your loose change, maybe to buy a coffee or feed a parking meter, and bam! You come across a penny. But not just any penny, a 1972 no mint mark Lincoln penny. What if I told you that this humble little coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? That's right, one single penny could make you a millionaire. Stick around because in the next 20 minutes, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of this rare coin, how to identify it, and why collectors are going absolutely nuts over it. Plus, I'll share a funny little story about how I almost spent a rare coin at a vending machine. You don't want to miss this, alright? Let's kick things off with a little history. The 1972 Lincoln penny was minted during a time when the US Mint was cranking out billions of pennies every year. Most pennies from this year were made in Philadelphia, which is why they don't have a mint mark. But what makes some of these coins special, and worth serious cash, is a little minting mishap. Yep, we're talking about a classic case of a doubled die error. And now, a doubled die error happens when the coin is struck twice, slightly off-aligned. On the 1972 penny, this error can be seen on the lettering. Look closely at Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1972. If those letters look doubled or kind of blurry, congratulations! You might have struck gold, or, well, copper.so. Why is this coin worth $1.4 million? It all comes down to rarity and demand. Only a small number of these error pennies were ever made, and even fewer are in pristine condition today. Collectors go crazy for rare coins, and the 1972 doubled die penny is like the holy grail for penny enthusiasts. Now, let me tell you, condition is everything. If your penny looks like it's been through the laundry a few times or had a rough night at the bottom of a wishing well, it's probably not worth as much. But if it's shiny and well preserved, you could be looking at a small fortune. Quick story time: a few years ago, I was sorting through my coin jar, trying to scrape together enough change for a vending machine snack. I grabbed a handful of pennies and was about to toss them in when one caught my eye. It looked different. Curious, I took a closer look, and sure enough, it was a 1972 penny with a double die error. Now, here's the kicker: I almost spent it on a Snickers bar. Can you imagine? A $1.4 million penny, gone for 280 calories of chocolate and caramel. Thankfully, I decided to Google it first, and the rest is history. Moral of the story: always check your change. Okay, so how can you tell if you've got a winner? First, grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom function. Look closely at the lettering, especially Liberty and 1972. If the letters look doubled or have a shadowy effect, you might have a rare double die penny. And next, check the condition. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are worth the most. If it's all scratched up, don't despair, even worn coins can fetch a decent price. Finally, get it authenticated by a professional coin grader. It might cost you a little upfront, but it's totally worth it if you've got a rare gem on your hands. So, you've got a rare 1972 penny. Now what? You can sell it to a coin dealer, list it on an auction site like eBay, or even take it to a coin show. Just make sure you do your research and get multiple offers to ensure you're getting the best price. And there you have it, folks, the incredible story of the 1972 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew something as small and ordinary as a penny could hold such massive value? If this doesn't inspire you to raid your piggy bank, I don't know what will. Coins are more than just currency, they're little pieces of history, and sometimes, they're your ticket to a better future. So, keep looking, keep learning, and who knows? You might just find your own $1,000,000 treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow treasure hunters. Hey there, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, or maybe just curious minds. Have you ever wondered if you could find a small fortune hiding in your pocket change? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into a coin that's got collectors buzzing, the 1964 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. This tiny copper marvel is worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million in the right condition. That's right, folks, a single penny worth more than a luxury car or even a house. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know why this coin is so special, how to identify it, and how it might just change your life. Let's start with the basics, the 1964 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. If you're not familiar with the term mint mark, it's the little letter under the date on the coin. The D stands for Denver, where this penny was minted. But here's the kicker, not all 1964 pennies are created equal. The ones collectors are drooling over have unique features that set them apart. So, what makes this penny worth a cool $1.5 million? It's all about rarity and condition. You see, back in 1964, the Denver Mint churned out billions of these pennies. But some coins were struck with errors, like double dies, repunched mint marks, or extra fine details. These errors were unintentional, but they've made a handful of these coins incredibly valuable. And now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was rummaging through an old jar of pennies my grandpa left me. He was one of those save every penny types, literally. I wasn't expecting much, maybe a few coins for my vending machine fund. But as I sifted through, I noticed one penny looked a bit odd. The D-Mint mark seemed slightly off, like it had been stamped twice. My heart raced, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. Turns out, it was just a regular penny with some wear and tear. But hey, it got me hooked on coin collecting, so, how can you tell if your 1964 D penny is the real deal? First, look for any doubling on the letters or numbers, this is known as a double die. Next, check the mint mark for signs of repunching, where the D might look slightly blurry or have an extra outline. And finally, pay attention to the overall condition of the coin. Coins that are uncirculated or in mint condition fetch the highest prices. Let's talk about market value. While the $1.5 million figure is for a top-tier specimen, even slightly less perfect 1964 D pennies can bring in hundreds or thousands of dollars. It's like a sliding scale, the closer to perfection, the higher the value. So, dig through those jars, piggy banks, and old collections. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. So there you have it, folks, the 1964 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. It's a little piece of history with a big price tag. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a total newbie, it's worth taking a closer look at your spare change. You never know what treasures you might find. Before we wrap up, here's your action plan, go check your coins. Seriously, right after this video, grab that jar, drawer, or shoebox full of pennies and start hunting. And if you find something interesting, leave a comment below, I'd love to hear about your discoveries. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, collecting strategies, and the occasional coin-related laugh, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got coming up. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through your pocket change, maybe pulling out a penny to pay for something random, and bam. You realize that tiny copper coin could be worth, wait for it, $1.6 million. That's right, folks, today we're diving into the fascinating, mind-blowing world of the 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. If you're into valuable coins or just like the idea of turning spare change into life-changing cash, you're in the right place. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know everything about spotting, valuing, and maybe even cashing in on this rare gem. Alright, let's roll up our sleeves and get to it. So, why is this penny so special? First off, the no-mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Usually, coins from Philly don't have a mint mark, it's not a mistake. But what makes this coin a big deal is its rarity and top-notch condition. You see, most 1991 pennies were tossed around in pockets, vending machines, and maybe even under couch cushions. Finding one in pristine condition is like finding a four-leaf clover in a field of weeds. We're talking about a coin with no scratches, no wear, and that shiny, almost mirror-like surface. In coin nerd terms, it's known as an MS-70 grade. If you've got one like that, congratulations. You might just be sitting on a tiny copper fortune now. Let's talk numbers. In circulated condition, this penny is just that, a penny. But in mint condition? It's worth a whopping $1.6 million at auction. Yup, $1.6 million. Imagine all the tacos, cars, or dream vacations that could buy, and the reason for the sky-high value? Coin collectors go wild for rare, high-quality pennies, and this one checks all the boxes. Scarcity? Check. Mint condition? Double check. Historical significance? Triple check. How to spot a 1991 no mint mark penny. Alright, here's what you need to do. Grab your magnifying glass, your nerdy coin flashlight, and maybe a strong cup of coffee. Look closely at your 1991 pennies. This is key. If there's a D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco, it's not the one. Is it shiny? Smooth? Practically flawless? That's the dream. Double check with an expert. If you think you've got the golden ticket, take it to a coin dealer or grader for confirmation. Trust me, you don't want to list it on eBay for $5 and find out later it was worth millions. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. She handed me this old mason jar filled with pennies, saying, "Who knows? Maybe there's something special in there." Of course, I laughed it off. But one night, armed with a flashlight and a good playlist, I started sorting through them. No joke, I found a 1991 penny that looked different. It didn't have a mint mark, and it was surprisingly shiny. My heart started racing. Could this be the one? Long story short, it wasn't. But it did kickstart my obsession with coin collecting. And who knows? Maybe one day I'll stumble across the real deal. Think about it. How many pennies do you come across in a day? Probably more than you realize. And any one of them could be a jackpot waiting to happen. Plus, even if you don't find the $1.6 million coin, coin collecting is a fun, low-cost hobby that could surprise you in the most unexpected ways. Alright, folks, now it's your turn. The next time you're about to toss a penny in a fountain or leave it in a tip jar, take a second look. That little copper coin could change your life, literally. And hey, if you find a 1991 no mint mark penny in mint condition, don't forget who sent you on this treasure hunt, okay? Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Why? Because we're just getting started on this journey of uncovering coins worth serious cash. From hidden treasures in your wallet to pro strategies for building your coin collection, we've got you covered. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts, especially when it's worth $1.6 million. Alright, let's set the scene. You're casually going through your loose change, maybe grabbing a coffee or paying for parking, and bam, hidden among the dimes and nickels is a penny. But not just any penny, my friend. What if I told you that tiny copper coin could be worth $1.7 million? Yeah, you heard that right, a penny worth more than a house. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny. I'll show you how to identify it, why it's worth so much, and maybe even inspire you to start digging through your couch cushions. Let's go! 1. The 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Okay, let's break this down. The 1995 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. Now, if you're wondering, what's a mint mark anyway? It's that little letter on coins indicating where they were made. No mint mark means Phillies behind it. But this penny isn't just any ordinary Philadelphia penny. Oh no, it's got a secret weapon, a doubled die obverse. Sounds fancy, right? It basically means the engraving on Lincoln's face and the text appears doubled due to a striking error during production. This is what makes this coin a superstar in the numismatic world, fancy word for coin collecting. So, how can you tell if you've struck gold, copper? Grab a magnifying glass, or just zoom in with your phone because it's 2025. Look at the word liberty and the phrase, "In God we trust." If they look slightly doubled, you're in business. It's subtle but distinct, like when someone wears mismatched socks, you just know something's off. And don't forget Lincoln's profile. Some coins show a slight doubling there too. It's like he's got a shadow, but cooler. Now you're probably wondering, why would anyone pay $1.7 million for a penny? Can't I just take it to the bank for 1 cent? Good question. It all comes down to rarity and condition. Only a handful of these double-die pennies exist, and collectors go wild for rare finds. Add to that the grade. If your penny looks brand new, it's like hitting the jackpot. In 1995, not many people noticed the error, so a lot of these pennies went into circulation. That's why finding one today is like winning a treasure hunt you didn't even know you were playing. Here's a funny story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, the terrifying black hole where pennies, receipts, and snack wrappers go to die. I found a penny under the seat, covered in gum. Gross, I know. I cleaned it up and thought, hey, let me check if this is valuable. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But I got hooked on looking for rare coins. Now, every time I get change, I'm that person squinting at pennies in the checkout line. The cashier thinks I'm nuts, but who's laughing when I find a fortune? Well, someday. So, what's the strategy? First, check your pocket change regularly. Most people don't realize the treasures they're carrying around. Second, visit coin shops or attend coin shows. You'd be surprised what you can find tucked away in a dealer's box. And third, consider investing in a beginner's coin collecting kit. A magnifying glass, coin holder, and price guide can turn you into a pro in no time. Plus, it's a fun hobby you can't lose. Alright, let's recap. The 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with a doubled die obverse is one of the rarest, most sought-after coins, with a jaw-dropping value of $1.7 million. Finding one is like stumbling upon hidden treasure in plain sight. So, start checking your change, digging through jars, and raiding that forgotten piggy bank. Who knows, you could be sitting on a fortune. And before you go, here's the deal. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or even mildly amusing, hit that subscribe button. Join me for more tips on spotting coins worth big bucks and strategies to turn your pocket change into serious cash. Hey there, treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts. Have you ever dreamed of striking it rich with the coins rattling around in your pocket? Well, what if I told you that a simple 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Yes, you heard me right, a single penny could potentially change your life. Stick around because today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins. I'll share everything you need to know about this valuable little copper wonder, how to spot one, and why it's worth so much. Plus, I've got a personal story about a time I thought I hit the jackpot. Spoiler alert, I didn't, but it's a good laugh, so grab your change jar and let's get started. Alright, let's talk about the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. First things first, what does no-mint mark mean? Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, while those from Denver have a D and San Francisco pennies show an S. But in the case of our 1986 penny, the lack of a mint mark isn't unusual, it's the other characteristics that make it a hidden gem. Rarity, historical significance, and its unique error. Many of these pennies were struck with a rare double die error, where parts of the design, like Lincoln's profile or the lettering, appear doubled. If you have a 1986 penny with this mistake, you could be sitting on a goldmine. Not all 1986 pennies are created equal. Condition matters a lot. Collectors use a grading system to evaluate coins, and if your penny isn't in pristine condition, it might not fetch the full $1.8 million. That said, even a lesser quality example could still bring in thousands. Not bad for something you might find under your couch cushions, right? How to identify the 1986 no-mint mark penny now? Let's get practical. If you're wondering how to spot this treasure, here are a few tips. Check for doubling, look closely at the text on the coin, especially "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. If the letters appear doubled, you're in luck. A doubled image of Lincoln's face is another key indicator. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to inspect for scratches or wear. The better the condition, the more valuable the now. Let me tell you about the time I thought I hit the penny jackpot. A few years ago, I was at a family barbecue, and my cousin, who's always been a bit of a show-off, started bragging about his coin collection. Determined to outshine him, I ran home, dumped out my piggy bank, and started inspecting every penny I had, and guess what? I found a 1986 penny with some weird looking text. My heart was racing. I grabbed a magnifying glass and Googled furiously. But after about an hour of excitement, I realized it was just a smudge of barbecue sauce from earlier. Yep, I'd been duped by my own dinner. Moral of the story: always clean your coins before inspecting them. If you do happen to find a 1986 no mint mark penny with these rare features, don't try to sell it at a garage sale. Take it to a professional coin dealer or auction house, they'll help you get the best price. And remember, authenticity is everything, so get your coin certified by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC.so. There you have it, folks. The 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny might just be the hidden treasure you didn't know you were looking for. With a potential value of $1.8 million, it's proof that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest worth. Have you checked your change jar lately? If not, what are you waiting for? You could be sitting on a fortune, and hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for more tips on finding valuable coins and turning pocket change into big bucks. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a treasure hunting tip.